I'm sorry, the sound is probably going to be terrible, but I apologize. I'm so late with sending this recording video. I almost just called you guys, but I wanted you to be able to visualize what it is that I'm seeing. That way you understand a little bit better, how this all works with your payment and everything. So before I look at this house, and I'm just looking at the last house that you sent me, just to use as an example, but when I go to like Collin, the email that you sent me, Nina sent this worksheet, right? And she can only send you generic numbers to some extent until she gets a house, right? And she gets a house, then she can see the taxes and she can see the insurance and so forth. But this is a worksheet for a total loan amount. Let's say if you were to spend $300,000 on a house and you're doing an FHA loan, your loan amount would be about $294. Now we've agreed that we're not going to go that high, right? So some of these numbers, like the principal part of that loan, will go down. But let me go down here and just show you what you really need to see. So this is what your estimated monthly payment would be for a $294,000 loan. But here's what I want. Here's what we need to pay attention to, and here's what matters. So on this is your estimated monthly payment, right? And it breaks down piece by piece everything that comes together to make your total payment of $2,400. Now, for a $294,000 loan, the principal, the mortgage, right? The principal and interest, so the actual cost of the home and the interest that you're being charged, that's what you would pay, right? That part is pretty much set in stone, not going to change. Now that's your principal and interest. That doesn't, now your mortgage, right? When somebody says your mortgage payment, right? Your mortgage payment includes your principal and interest, your homeowner's insurance, right? Property taxes, and then your mortgage insurance in this situation, okay? You can't do anything about this. It sucks, it's stupid, but it's there. You can't get rid of that, really. Not right now, at least. Now your property taxes, this is where things start to get, this is what we need to pay attention to, is these two lines right here. So basically, your $150 part of your payment, the $150 that goes towards insurance, that implies that $150 times 12, which is, let me see, just to be sure, 150 times 12, that means that your mortgage policy for the year would cost $1,800 on a $294,000 house. So Raygan, ask your aunt, I'm going to switch screens, ask your aunt, just use this house as an example. If you gave her this house, built in 2019, almost 1656 is the square footage, at $265, ask her what the insurance policy what would that cost? If it's more than $1,800, let's say it were $2,200. If you take for the mortgage for the homeowner's insurance, if your aunt said it was $2,200 and you divided that by 12, that's $183. $183. So if you go back here on this sheet, that would go up from $150 to $183 per month, right? And then which would increase your payment, right? So if this $150 went up to $183 a month, that's $33 more. So you could add $33 more to this monthly payment. So it would be $24.56.40, right, or whatever that be. So this number is a moving target that we need to make sure we're on point with, and make sure that we're happy with. Right, so that might go up. That's a question for your aunt, right? And just use, like I said, use this house as an example. If we went after this house, tell your aunt and I'm not saying this is the house, but like this is very similar to all the other homes that we're looking at in Princeton. If we went after this house, what would be an estimated insurance payment for this? And then, so see what she says, right? The other part is this right here. So $400 a month for property taxes, right? You can't do anything about this either. But the number that Nina put in here is $400, right? And that's her generic number because she doesn't have a house yet to look at, right? But that's 400 times 12 is $4,800 a year, right? And I know taxes are more than that in Princeton, right? And that's everywhere, right? That's a pretty generic number. The taxes on this house, right, that we're looking at are $6,456 for the year. So you take that number, 6,456, and you divide that by 12, right, and that's $538. Now go back here, and you change that number to 538. So let's look at these two numbers right here, okay? And I know you can't see my calculator right now, but if I go 1742.47, right, that's that top line, first mortgage, and I add the insurance, it's $183, right? That's assuming it were like $2,200, right? I don't know. Your aunt may be able to make this happen. But let's just say hypothetically it was $183, not $150, plus that other number. What was that? Damn, I just drawn a blank. 6456 divided by 12. Okay, it's 538. I'm sorry. 538. I'm doing the math right now. Plus 183 plus 548 equals 2463. Plus that mortgage insurance, 131.93 equals 2595. So $2,595, almost $2,600 is what this house would cost, or with this loan. Now our loan amount is going to go down because we're going to be in the 260s, 270s max, right? We just need to make sure that our property taxes on the house align with what we're trying to do, and we need to make sure the homeowner's insurance policy is something that's going to be manageable, right? So these numbers are what we need to look at that makes sure, in addition to the sales price, this is what matters, and this is why that number would be wrong, technically on this worksheet, right? And so that I just don't want there to be any curveballs for you guys. So hopefully this helps, and I'd like to start. Let's schedule a time to go look at a house or two or three, and just see kind of what this math would look like on a house that you like, and just see where it goes from there.